twisted face. There's not the slightest trace of anything that even hints at kindness. And in my tortured shape, no comfort, no escape. I see, but deep within is utter blindness, hopeless as my dream dies, as the time flies. Love lost illusion, helpless, unforgiven, cold and driven to this sad conclusion. No beauty could move me, no goodness improve me, no power on earth if I can't love her. No passion could reach me, no lesson could teach me how I could have loved her and make her love me too. If I can't love her, then long ago I should have seen all the things I could have been. Careless and unthinking, I moved onward. No pain could be deeper, no life could be cheaper, no point anymore if I can't love her. No spirit could win me, no hope left within me. How I could have loved her and that she set me free. But it's not to be if I can't love her. Let the world be done with me. Thank you. My name is Gage Costa. I am used to be a guy who used to do theater. Think about that for a second. So I used to do theater growing up, when I was a kid and when I was a teenager, all the way up through college, but I decided not to pursue that. And so I got busy with other college academic things. For a little while I got tied up in some pretty serious health issues, but thankfully I recovered, and by the time I got back to my feet, I had a lot of catching up to do. So went back to college, got very busy with that, graduated top of my class. My wife and I got engaged at that time, and soon we got married. She's here today. And then, life got in the way. We got busy, we had kids, I got a job, I had a career, we got a house, we moved again, and 16 years went by, and even though we're a very theater-oriented family, I just, didn't pursue it anymore. It was just a thing I used to do. And now we have two beautiful kids, Charlie, who's 12, who's actually starring tonight in Little Mermaid, his own production, who couldn't be here tonight, and my daughter, Penelope Penny, who's 5. So my son got, obviously he got involved with theater when he was about five or 6 years ago. And, he took a couple classes, did a couple productions, and then COVID hit. And then we were all depressed. So we all had our low point where we were lonely and frustrated and confused and scared and all the emotions that came along with that. And thankfully, when the sanctions lifted about 2 years ago, Charlie landed his kind of biggest role at that time, which was the mayor of Munchkin City in The Wizard of Oz. Looking at adult production, you know, in Count Basie, New Jersey, so it was a big deal. And so all of a sudden, you know, we're back in it, and I'm taking him to rehearsal, and my wife and I, we're both, you know, driving back and forth, and I find myself staying a lot to help with the set and the props, and I'm realizing that this has become, you know, now I'm working from home, and I'm, you know, very isolated and kind of at a low point myself, and I'm realizing one of the highlights of my day is going to be with the theater people, and you know, even the other parents of all the other Munchkins, and so I got the bug, and they announced auditions for their next show, which was A Christmas Carol. That was Alan Menken's version, the one they used to do in Madison Square Garden, the one that I grew up loving, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see it, and then I was like, would it be crazy if I auditioned for it? And so I did, and I had very low expectations, and against all odds, they cast me as Ebenezer Scrooge in Christmas Carol. So, and that was about 3 years ago, and just like that, I became a person. I went from being a person who used to do theater to a person who does theater, and so. I never asked for this or planned it in advance. I was merely blown here by the winds of chance. I never saw myself as a Solomon or Socrates. I knew who I was, one of your dime a dozen mediocrities. Then suddenly I'm here, respected, worshipped even, just because the folks in Oz needed someone to believe in. Does it surprise you I got hooked, and all too soon? What can I say? I got carried away, and not just by balloon. Wonderful, they called me wonderful, so I said wonderful. If you insist, they think I'm wonderful, so I said wonderful. Believe me, it's hard to resist, cause it feels wonderful when you are wonderful. Look who's wonderful, this corn-fed hick, who said it might be keen to build a town of green and a wonderful road of yellow brick. A man's called a traitor or liberator, a rich man's a thief or philanthropist. Is one a crusader or ruthless invader? It's all in which label is able to persist. There are precious few at ease with moral ambiguities, so we act as though they don't exist. They call me wonderful, so I am wonderful. In fact, so much who I am, it's part of my name. And with my help, you can be the same. At long last, receive your due, long overdue. Elphaba, the most celebrated, are the rehabilitated. There'll be such a whoop-de-doo, a celebration throughout Oz that's all to do with you. Wonderful, I'll call you wonderful. Does that sound wonderful? Trust me, it's fun when you are wonderful. It will be wonderful.